Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night number 39 of the Overnight Feed recaps for Big Brother Season 26. A happy Monday to all of y'all. All right, let's talk about what happened over the weekend before we get into the live feeds and the big reveal we got on the TV episode last night as well. First of all, Saturday, Cam won the veto. He will be pulling himself off the block. Surely so, right? Yeah, he's confirmed he will pull himself off the block. So now T-Core is going to need to pick a renom to go up on the block against Mackenzie and Tucker for Thursday night. Most of yesterday spent discussing who that could be, who it should be, who people want it to be. We had a lot of those conversations. Oh, and a little discussion about maybe a huge flip coming up at some point. Some betrayal, some absolute stab in the backs. We're going to talk about that as well. There was a lot talked about. I hoped with Angela staying up all night long doing her punishment that we'd have the house guests going to bed a little bit early last night. Yeah, I should have known better. Now, a lot of discussions. So let's get into it. I tried to summarize as best I could, but we got a lot to talk about. All right, first of all, let's talk about last night's episode on TV. We found out who the AI instigator was. It is Tucker. Yeah, America gave Tucker the AI instigator power. I like the way production kept it from Muz's viewers until we, at least the live feed viewers, heard a little bit about it, guessing right along with the house guests who it could be, not be. I like having that. And then finally, after a while, we find out. I thought it was Angela. I was wrong. Tucker got the power. Now, a couple of things. Tucker made Rubina cry with that first little deal, talking about holding hands and she should have been booted from the game and all that. I don't know that's exactly how he had planned. I have a feeling he was wanting it just to be a way of exposing them a little bit more and having people not worry. What did he say on the show? It was to get rid of rumors and all that. Well, he certainly maybe didn't go the way you want it to go. So we'll see how that goes. And what's Rubina going to say when she gets out of the house? Second thing, though, Tucker got the power. Now, if he can survive this week, he knows that America voted for him to have this kind of power. What does that do for Tucker in terms of feeling empowered to continue doing some of the stuff that he's done and be so aggressive with everything? And I'm really curious to see what it does to Tucker's mindset now that he's got America behind him. But Tucker is the instigator. And that was a nice little reveal. All right, some of the conversations. Let's start off mid-afternoon yesterday, and we're going to go through these quick. We've got Mackenzie and Angela talking. Mackenzie is telling Angela that Tucker is trying to, well, first of all, let's talk about this. Leah and Angela. Leah's afraid that she's going to go up as a renom this week. She just sees the writing on the wall. She may be right, but she's telling Angela that. Angela's saying, yeah, it's not going to be you. It's going to be Chelsea. T-Core's HOH. I don't think it's going to be Chelsea. I don't know if Angela truly believes that or she's just trying to calm Leah down. As we're going to see throughout the evening, Angela and Leah feel a little closer to one another, or certainly Angela feeling closer to Leah. So making Leah feel a little better, saying, nah, it's not going to be you. It's going to be Chelsea. And I think it'll be Leah before it's Chelsea. But yeah, Leah's a little bit worried about her position in the game right now. We've got Mackenzie and Angela talking. MJ's telling Angela that Tucker's going to get out everyone in this house that isn't a floater or people that he can beat in competitions, that is his path to victory. She sees it. She knows it's going to happen. She's worried about being on the block Thursday. If it comes down to her versus Tucker, whoever the renom is wins BBAI Arena. She has to go up against Tucker. She's really worried about what the votes would do at that point in time. Now, here's the kicker. Mackenzie is telling Angela, saying, look, Tucker is using both of us. He doesn't care about you, Angela. He doesn't care about me. He's using us to further himself in the game. We've won competitions. He's not going to keep us. This is just temporary. He's using us. I didn't think Angela bought into it at the time, but based on later conversations, perhaps she was listening to Mackenzie. If what we hear is actually being considered. All right. We've got T-Core and Cam talking to each other. Cam is saying that he's thinking about using the veto on himself. Well, yeah, of course you're going to use it on yourself. T-Core is saying that they just need to make sure that they're on the right side with numbers. That's her big thing this week is she doesn't want to make it anymore. At one point she says, I don't want any more drama than necessary. Well, you may be getting a lot of drama, T-Core, but she's saying we just need to make sure that we're on the right side with the numbers in terms of who we maybe go after, renom, voting out, things like that. She's saying that Rubina and Chemo and Chelsea aren't options. She's not putting any of them up. She says Leah and Joseph don't trust her. So certainly one or the other of those could be potential options for this renom. All right, we've got Tucker and Angela talking. Tucker is saying that if he doesn't win AIBB Arena, he needs to make sure that he has the votes when it comes down to the vote on Thursday. Tucker kind of just halfway volunteered to be pawn to T-Core, said something about, well, I've done it with everyone else, so I feel obligated to tell you as well. I don't want to do it, but if I need to. Well, T-Core took him up on it. He's on the block. Just don't think Tucker's feeling as comfortable as he has felt in past weeks about his position. So telling Angela he's got to make sure he's got the numbers if he can't come off the block with the AIBB Arena. Angela's saying that he'll have her support. She'll talk to other people, but she certainly has his back. So he's fine with her vote. Tucker is saying that he has had a final two with Angela since before he says, that's showmance. I hate the word, but showmance with Rubini. He said, you and I had our thing way before that. I'm going to honor it. We're still final two. I just want you to be aware of that. And they're both saying, yeah, we got each other's back. We're good to go. We're all of that. Tucker is wondering if Rubina, though, is maybe playing him. Would she maybe vote him out if it came right down to it? Angela's saying that she doesn't think so, that she thinks what Rubina feels with Tucker is real. It's not being played and all that. So she's saying, yeah, no, I think you're good with Rubina. But obviously Tucker's a little bit worried. Tucker's saying he doesn't think that they'll put Angela up as the renom. He says, but if they do, he'll make sure that she stays. So they're watching each other's backs here for now. All right, we've got T-Core and Leah talking to each other. Leah speaks for 10, 15 minutes without actually saying anything. And the entire time, T-Core agrees without it really saying anything except, T-Core needs to copyright, She says it a lot. A long conversation. It took them a while to get going for me to really pick up things that were worthy of putting down on notes. Eventually, Leah does talk about seeing a division in the house, that some people she just sees grouped together all the time, and that worries her. She doesn't think that she's necessarily in the outs of the house, that she's got a lot of connections and all that. Connections, not necessarily alliances, but she feels like she's okay with the house, but she doesn't think that Mackenzie is. So in other words, Mackenzie would be an easy pick for you because she doesn't have anyone that cares about her in the house, T-Core. Leah's wondering about threats in the house and why some threats aren't being looked at and others that maybe aren't threats are being looked at. She's talking about Brooklyn was evicted when she really wasn't a threat, and that why is now Quinn a threat, but he was taken off the block by Tucker. Why would Tucker take Quinn off the block knowing he was such a threat? Unless there's something going on here. It's what she's implying. Leah's saying that Tucker has multiple final twos and final threes. So she's really throwing him under the bus. She's saying that Tucker and Mackenzie are both strong competitors, and it isn't fair to put someone on the block against them who isn't as strong a competitor such as little old me, Leah. Why would it be fair for me to go up on the block versus MJ and Tucker? Well, that's not quite the way it works, Leah, but it's an interesting strategy to avoid on the block while also pointing out to T-Core that there are two strong people on the block that we want to make sure that we get out this week. She's saying that she's worried about the future of this season if these big dogs are allowed to stay in the game. And I think she's talking about Cam and Mackenzie and Tucker and anyone whose name doesn't start with L. She's saying that she isn't saying that there's a girls that she wants to do a girls alliance or anything like that, but that the women are definitely on the outskirts right now and something they need to be aware of. That she thinks that Cam and Tucker and Quinn and Joseph are all working together. Now, let me say this. I saw things on social media saying that there is a women's alliance that formed of 6 of the ladies, maybe called Phenomena or something. I did not see that watching my feed. So it either happened during the day when I wasn't necessarily tuned in, or I'm not sure. I heard talk about it, but I have not heard about a women's alliance watching the feeds myself. But Leah is pointing out that she thinks that the women are on the outs and that the guys may be working together at this point in time. She's thinking specifically Cam and Tucker and Quinn and Joseph are working together. Worried about that. She's telling T-Core that she heard, actually T-Core said, where did you hear about the 5 Points Alliance from that I was part of? And she says, I heard it from Tucker. Tucker's the one that told me about that. I think she says something about what about the underdogs? And Leah says, I figured that one out on myself. But the 5 Points Alliance, Tucker told me about that one. T-Core is worried that a lot of people would take Joseph to final two because he hasn't won anything yet, and he seems like an easy person to maybe beat in the end. Leah is saying that MJ told her that Tucker had asked her for a final three. But then T-Core says, well, who else did Tucker want in that final three? You and Tucker and who else? And Leah says, I can't remember who else it was. So, or I take that back. It wasn't Leah. It was T-Core saying, who did MJ say that Tucker wanted as the third member of the final three? And Leah saying, yeah, I can't remember what she told me. I don't remember. So, yeah, but theoretically, according to MJ, Tucker wanted a final three with MJ and Tucker and an anonymous person. All right. We've got Tucker coming in. Tucker suggesting, or Tucker, I take that. Tucker talking to Cam. Tucker suggesting to Cam, saying, hey, Cam, you could maybe, if you don't want to become a bigger target, if you don't want people to start pointing you out for winning a lot of comps and all that, you could throw the HOH to me. And if you do, I promise you won't go up as a pawn. You won't go up as a renom, as an initial pick, nothing. The fact that Tucker is asking someone to throw an HOH to him, again, suggests to me that Tucker's getting a little bit more nervous as we get into the season a little bit more. All right, the backyard opened up, so at least people can go outside, get a breath of fresh air, which always helps the house and some of the stress and paranoia. We've got the backyard open, and the conversations continue out there and elsewhere. All right, we've got Angela and Chemo talking. Angela's asking why Chelsea or Quinn aren't options for renomination today. And Chemo says, well, just because T-Core's kind of close to both of them. She wants to, I don't think he says protect. He says T-Core's close to both of them. Which if I'm Angela, I'm a little bit worried. Is T-Core closer to people who aren't as part of the 6th Avenue Alliance than she is closer to me? That's the impression that Chemo's giving. But he's basically saying, yeah, Quinn and Chelsea, T-Core's too close to them. They're not going up, Angela. That's got to make Angela feel a little bit nervous. All right, Rabina at one point yesterday afternoon built a cool hat, aluminum foil. I thought it was cool. Aluminum foil hat to read around so people couldn't read her thoughts. She looked like a giant Hershey's Kiss wandering around, but she had that on for a little while. All right, we've got Chemo and Tucker and Rabina talking, all agreeing that the renom really should be Leah, is who they need to be putting up. Tucker obviously does not want Angela up, sees Leah as a much better choice. So Leah threw him under the bus earlier. Tucker's throwing her under the bus at this point. But again, Chemo and Rabina are agreeing with Tucker that, yeah, it seems like Leah's the easiest choice at this point in time. All right, we've got T-Core and Chelsea talking to one another. Chelsea is saying that about what was just discussed, that Leah is saying that the guys may have some kind of an alliance. Chelsea is saying that if T-Core puts up Angela or Leah, either one, she won't be affected next week. She's saying, in other words, there won't be a lot of blowback on you if you put either one of those up. They're nothing. They should be fine to put up if you want to go after either one of those, T-Core. Both of them are unsure about how the vote would go if it was between Tucker and Angela or Leah. Do they have the votes to do something? Would they want to do something? You know, how are the votes going to go? And they just don't know at this point in time. All right, we've got Angela and Quinn and MJ and Leah in the pedal room, in the unicorn room, I guess, talking a little bit. Angela, who just got through a little earlier talking to Tucker, I got your back, and Tucker, I'll protect you if you go up on the block, Angela. Well, funny how things change. Now, let's keep this in mind. Angela, who during her HOH may have gotten a little paranoid, a little emotional, just got through staying up all night long doing a very strenuous physical activity. So with all of that in mind, I'm sure Angela has yet again gotten pushed to the edge a little bit, and it seems like she may have just fallen right on off the edge, because now Angela is in this room talking to Quinn and MJ and Leah, and she is pushing to get Tucker out. She is pushing. She's advocating to get him out. She's saying that he has planted too much craziness in her ears, that this may be their only chance. He might not ever be on the block again, that she doesn't trust him, that she's ready to be gone. He's played with her too much, and she's been playing along, but she wants Tucker out of the house. Wow, 180 degrees, isn't that a change? Again, yeah, she's saying may not ever be on the block again. This is their chance. Leah and MJ are saying that he's been using both of them. They both feel like he's been using them. So they're agreeing with Angela that, yeah, we understand. We get that part of Tucker. We absolutely understand it. Angela is saying that Tucker is an actor. saying, don't believe anything he says. He's just an actor and he's playing all of us right now. At the time, I was thinking, is Angela serious, or is she just saying this to try to get on their side, to maybe have them then think, well, we don't send Angela out because she's on our side to go against Tucker? It may be some self-preservation from her point. It's what I was thinking. The fact that Angela never went back and told Tucker about this conversation, though, makes me think that she may be a little bit more serious. She may be throwing him under the bus as a way to save herself this week because she feels that threatened. Again, Angela without sleep is a scary, paranoid Angela. So yeah, she has fired a huge cannon shot across the bow to maybe get Tucker out. We will see how that goes as we continue the conversations. All right, we've got Chemo and T-Core talking. They're saying that Angela is paranoid. Yeah, you think? Saying Angela is paranoid, asking if she'll be the renom. Chemo saying, do you want to put her up as a renom? Chemo's telling T-Core that Tucker had asked Cam for a final two, theoretically, is heard. He's saying that Tucker has told him, this being Chemo, Tucker's told Chemo that Angela's very worried about the group of Chemo and T-Core and Rubina, the three of them together, that she doesn't trust the other people in 6th Avenue. So yeah, apparently Tucker spilled quite a few beans to Chemo on this. T-Core and Chemo are both agreeing that, yeah, they don't really like the 6th Avenue either. Angela says she doesn't trust them. Well, maybe they're not so happy with the 6th Avenue either, that they really don't want to take the 6th Avenue to the final six. Now, remember, I'm not sure how Joseph I got his way into that 6th Avenue. Angela's begged to get put in, and Tucker kind of gave her the invitation. Chemo and T-Core have never really liked that too much. They don't like her and Joseph being in the 6th Avenue. They really don't want to take that 6th Avenue to the final six. They would much prefer to have the two of them, Rubina, Quinn, Chelsea, and Cam as the final six. So they got slightly different numbers that they want to go to the final six with. Chemo's wondering about a possible secret alliance between Tucker and Mackenzie and Cam. They've seen Tucker and Cam hanging around a lot more with each other, and Mackenzie seems to be visiting with him a little bit more. So a little bit worried about that. T-Core is also saying that Cam and Leah and MJ have been hanging out a lot. So these two certainly worried about different groups hanging out with each other. Chemo is talking about, well, first of all, if you're worried about that, spend less time together, more time interacting with all the other people, and there's less opportunities for it. But it is Chemo and T-Core. It is what it is. T-Core is talking about them hanging out a lot. Cam, Leah, and MJ. Chemo's talking about Tucker. Says, I know he's lying about a bunch of stuff. I just know it. He said, T-Core, you need to go call Tucker out on all these lies he's telling and all the beans that he's spilling, tea that he's spilling to all these different. You need to go call him out, T-Core. So yeah, he's kind of encouraging T-Core to get after Tucker. And Chemo's not going to do it. He wants to protect his position with Tucker, but he wants T-Core to do it. T-Core is worried about the challenge of playing the game later if Rubina and Tucker continue to get close with one another. They feel so close with Rubina, but Tucker may be that extra little accessory that they're not as comfortable with. T-Core is mentioning that Quinn and Joseph and Leah are a tight group. According to Quinn told them that the three of them were kind of tight. So I think he's basically saying, I can get them to work with this and all that. That's why he told them, but they're worried about that. T-Core is saying they really need to convince Quinn that he's going to be better off working with Chemo and T-Core than he is going to be working with Joseph and Leah. So that's their objective, is try to pull in Quinn as quickly as possible. All right. Angela with a bit of a panic. It was funny. I think I talked about this. We saw in the episode her crying, saying, I'm going to be put up. Yeah, she had a little panic attack today. I think I actually put that in a little bit earlier, so we'll talk about it in a second. Rubina talking to Chemo and T-Core and saying that Mackenzie will be more loyal to them than Leah would be. So again, as much as T-Core saying, I don't have anything against Mackenzie, I just don't really vibe with her, we're seeing things start to change a little bit. And again, Rubina's the same way. She's saying, yeah, Mackenzie, she'll be okay with this. Mackenzie's done a good job of trying to get in with some folks right now and trying to make Leah a more attractive target than herself. So Rubina confirming that she agrees Mackenzie may be a little bit tighter with them than Leah. They're talking about this guys alliance again as a possibility, maybe not. Chemo is saying that Tucker and Joseph are certainly seem to be close. Quinn is also close to Joseph, so quid pro or whatever that saying is. It seems like they could all QED. I don't know. That all three of them could be certainly working something together. There's more talk about not wanting to take the 6th Avenue to the end that we heard T-Core and Chemo talking about previously, complaining that Tucker is spilling all this information, that he's forming things on the side. They're aware that they aren't the only game in town as far as Tucker's concerned. So they're just getting a little bit worried about him trying to spread himself with so many groups, so many different people, and telling a few lies as he goes through the process. T-Core is saying that she has 6th Avenue, but she also wants to protect Quinn and Chelsea, which leaves only Leah really as an option. In other words, Angela, whether I like 6th Avenue or not, I am part of that alliance, so maybe she should be safe. I'm going to protect Chelsea and Quinn, and really that's like Leah is the only person left to put up without offending someone, without turning on someone, I think, basically. So T-Core is in a bit of a position here, a bit of a pickle, so to speak. She's saying that she has a better relationship with Leah than some in her alliance, such as Angela or Joseph, but they are in her alliance. So there's the rub. She's also worried that if she puts Leah up and that Leah somehow survives, wins the vote, or pulls herself off with AIBB Arena, that she would then put the three of them on the block as retribution. Chemo and Tucker, Chemo and T-Core and Rubina. So she's worried about vendettas if Leah was to get on the block and doesn't actually get sent home. They're talking about trying to solidify something tonight, figure something out. Well, there's a lot more talking to occur, a lot fewer decisions to be made as it turns out. All right, we've got Quinn and T-Core and Chemo talking. Quinn is saying that he and Joseph and Leah are working together. Again, kind of some of the conversations that he's had before. He's just confirming it for him. He's saying, look, Leah isn't working with anyone else. If Leah wanted to form something more solid, she would have come to Joseph and I. She hasn't done it. So I really feel like, yeah, she's being friendly with everyone, but I don't think she has any alliances with anyone else, which is basically true. He's saying that Angela will work with them until she convinces herself that y'all are the problem, and then she'll turn on you. So all good intentions for now, but eventually she'll get paranoia and turn on y'all. Quinn is talking about Angela's plan or discussion on flipping on Tucker. How does Angela not think that's going to get out when she talked to the people that she did? So sure, now Quinn's talking about it, mentioning it. He's saying that Angela thinks that she has the 6 votes to send Tucker home. She's counting on Quinn and Leah and Mackenzie and Cam and Joseph and Chelsea to send Tucker home. So she thinks she's got it. Now she's pushing for it. Chemo is saying that this is going to get back to Tucker for no other reason. The fact that Angela said it in front of Mackenzie's going to spill the beans to Tucker. So how does she not think that's going to get back? And I agree. I think that was a bit of a screw up for Angela to do it the way she did. T-Core is saying that she wasn't considering putting up Angela because she's part of the alliance, but that Angela's paranoia might just cause it. She might talk herself onto the block at this point in time. She's also talking about how cool Mackenzie has been. I think later she says, I wish Mackenzie talked to me like this before the nominations because I'm really feeling comfortable with Mackenzie right now. More indication that it's Leah or Angela maybe are the bigger decisions at this point in time. Of course, Mackenzie's already in the block, but yeah, she's feeling like there may be opportunities with Mackenzie on down the road. All right, we've got Angela and Cam and Chelsea talking. Angela saying that they took care of her during her punishment. They were warming her up with towels when she was cold. They're doing all the things to help her out. They're out there supporting her. So Angela's saying, Cam and Chelsea, y'all supported me. Now I've got y'all two back. I'll protect y'all. Y'all are good in my book. Thank you for everything you've done. Now it's my turn to take care of y'all. She's talking to them a little bit about she's tired of being lied to by other people in the house, that loyalty is important to her, and she doesn't feel like she's gotten the loyalty from some people that she maybe needs. I don't know that she ever says Tucker's name specifically, but certainly she is talking about how comfortable she feels with them and not so much other people in the house. All right, we've got MJ and T-Core talking. Mackenzie's talking about Angela flipping on Tucker. So again, she's confirming what Quinn has already said. T-Core's now hearing from two different sources what Angela had proposed. Mackenzie is suggesting that Angela maybe should go up as a renom. Now remember, Mackenzie's going to be fighting AIBB Arena. I'm sure that she would rather have to compete against, say, an Angela in that BBAI arena to try to pull herself off the block as opposed to someone else. And say Tucker was to win that thing, I think Mackenzie feels a lot safer going up for a vote with Angela on the block as opposed to maybe Leah, who seems to have support from a lot of the guys in the House and all that. So she's really pushing Angela as the renomination. And I think her going so hard against Angela may be one of the things that T-Core is talking about, that she just is feeling more comfortable talking to Mackenzie, that Mackenzie is not really acting like she wants to target any of T-Core's people, but just Angela, which would solve a problem for T-Core of not wanting Angela in that alliance anyway. All right, we've got Tucker and T-Core talking. Tucker is saying that Leah is the best choice to go up, that she's never been on the block. She's not in their alliance. She has all the guys supporting her. Even if it isn't an alliance, they're all kind of supporting her. So Tucker's throwing out all these reasons why it would be a very nice, easy explanation for T-Core to put Leah on the block. All right, we've got Tucker and Chemo talking. Tucker is saying that Leah told T-Core that it was Tucker who told her about the 5 Points Alliance. So throwing Tucker under the bus, that Leah threw Tucker under the bus. And Tucker is saying that Leah is out to get him. Her doing things like that shows that she's trying to get Tucker right now. Tucker later swears to T-Core in a later conversation, says, I never told Leah about the 5 points. She's saying I told her. I never told her about T-Core. She's making it up. She's trying to make me look like the bad guy. Don't believe it for a second. Later, T-Core tells Chemo that she just doesn't trust Tucker and that she thinks they need to call him out on some of his lies. It could be an interesting veto ceremony again today based on some of the conversations taking place. All right, we've got T-Core. God, so many conversations. We've got T-Core and Angela talking. Angela's crying. Remember I talked about a little panic attack? Yeah, Angela's coming. She's crying about wanting to be in the house, that she just really wants to be here. She's so grateful that she's here. She's so grateful that she's had these people and all that. But also that she is so close to Leah, and Leah has always been honest with her and supported her. And please don't put Leah up. Leah's the person I've got in this house that I always feel like I can talk to and it's my support. I don't know what I would do if Leah wasn't in the house. Please don't put Leah up as Please don't put Leah up as nomination. Yeah, Angela really trying to turn on the tear works without really crying, but she certainly is getting very emotional. She is fake crying. Is it fake crying? Yeah, I think it's fake crying, but very much putting on the emotional act for T-Core about how she does not want Leah going out the door or even going on the block this week. Here's the thing. Why, Angela? If Leah doesn't go up, it's probably you. Is she still thinking that T-Core would ever put Chelsea up? Chemo's already confirmed it's not going to be Quinn. It's not going to be Chelsea. If it's not going to be Leah, you're running out of options, Angela. She's not throwing Leah under the bus. She's doing just the opposite. She's carrying her on her shoulders and letting herself slide under the bus instead. Yeah, I think it was a misstep by Angela, but she certainly is emotionally pleading Leah's case for T-Core. All right, we got T-Core and Quinn talking. T-Core talking about if she puts Angela up, she needs to clear it with the alliance first. Even though if Angela begged to be in the alliance, and she doesn't really feel that close to Angela, she is in the alliance, so she wants to clear it with everyone first. She didn't want anyone else in the alliance, like Joseph, thinking that maybe she's flipping on yet another alliance. I think that may be her concern. Quinn is going to tell Tucker that Angela was trying to flip on him. He's going to let it be known what's happening. Now, we saw Quinn heading down to talk to Tucker, supposedly to spill the beans on Angela and all that. The feeds didn't choose to go into that conversation, so we didn't get to see it. We don't know exactly how it was said or how Tucker responded at the time. There's some after talk, but yeah, we didn't get to see that, which is unfortunate. All right, we've got T-Core and Rubina talking. T-Core saying if it wasn't for the alliance, Angela would easily be going up. The only reason she may not go up is because she's part of the 6th Avenue Alliance. All right, we've got T-Core and Chemo talking, saying that Mackenzie, some earlier discussions as well, saying Mackenzie should have talked to T-Core like this before the noms. I think it was about going after Angela as her primary target. Chemo saying, really, I think the only option at this point in time is to put Leah on the block. Seems like that's the way to go. So again, Leah, Angela. All right, Tucker and Rubina are talking. Tucker is saying that Angela got a group together and said that they could vote out Tucker. He's telling this to Rubina. So apparently maybe Quinn did have this discussion with Tucker, because Tucker's now aware Now he's saying that, hey, Angela said they could vote out Tucker and she'd be okay with it, which is actually not nearly as serious as the fact that she said, I'm ready to get him out. We need to get him out. So he's thinking a little bit more that she just kind of said, yeah, y'all could vote him out. That's fine. It's worse than that, Tucker. But he's telling Rubina this. He isn't sure if it's true because it supposedly came from Mackenzie, that maybe had passed that information on. So I don't know if Quinn's trying to downplay that he was in there. I'm not really sure, but he's saying it sounds like it came from Mackenzie. Tucker's saying, I'm just going to ask Angela. I'll just ask her directly and watch her reaction. And I'm just going to find out if this is true or not. Rubina later asked T-Core about this. Is it true? And T-Core says, yeah, both Mackenzie and Quinn told me independently that Angela was going after Tucker. So yeah, it is true. And I think Rubina now believes it. All right, Chemo and Rubina and T-Core are talking. They're talking about Tucker and Angela some more. T-Core is upset that Angela is talking to people outside the alliance. The fact that she even talked to Mackenzie and Leah and all of them has her a little bit bothered. She's looking for reasons at this point in time, I think. Chemo is saying that they need to be prepared for blowback if they do put up Angela. Angela's going to talk. Angela's going to spill the beans about the Sixth Alliance. She'll spill the beans about everything, so they just need to be prepared for that. They're saying that if Tucker wants to be part of their group, he needs to stop talking so much to too many people. And it's this whole Leah saying that Tucker had mentioned the 5 Points Alliance. I think that T-Core's still concerned with, even though he denies it, I think she's still worried about that. So they're saying, yeah, Tucker needs to just slow the roll in terms of spilling so much information to other people, be it Cam, Leah, Joseph, whoever. If it comes down to Angela and Mackenzie on Thursday, T-Core and Chemo both seem to be in agreement that Angela needs to go over Mackenzie. Again, they're feeling closer to Mackenzie right now. And I think they're realizing too, once they put Angela on the block, there may be no going back. At that point, get her out before she causes more damage. They're not sure with regards to Mackenzie. Do they want to work with her? Do they want to try to pull her into their group? God, wouldn't Mackenzie love that? She has been so desperate to find a group that she could work with, and she has been the lone wolf. But they're not sure if they want to work with Mackenzie or just keep her around for another week or two, and they can get her at that point in time. So they've got to figure that out as well. Chemo is saying that Angela worries about this group of three, Tucker, Chemo, Rubina, that they are on her radar. So another indication that maybe Angela is a danger here. They're saying that Tucker wanted them to go wake him up. I guess he went to sleep. They wanted to go wake him. He's been doing these punishments, and we've seen a few of them online, but not all of them. But they continue to keep him up a little bit, doing it here and there. So he's asleep, but he says he wanted to be woken up so he could talk to these three about the whole issue. But T-Core saying, yeah, we'll just wait till tomorrow. Let's just wake him up early. We'll do it then instead. T-Core saying that if Tucker wants to ask Angela, let her do it. Actually, I think that may have been Chemo that said that. Said, hey, if he's going to call Angela out, let him do it. Let them handle business, and we'll just sit back and watch. What a house meeting that could be. All right, we got Tucker in the HOH room. He eventually does get up. He gets called to do one of his little information sessions. So while he's upstairs doing that, he goes on into the HOH room, starts to talk with T-Core, Rubina, and Chemo. It's really this whole Angela versus Leah. Who goes up tomorrow or today at this point? He's going to ask Angela if this is true about her flipping on him. Tucker is saying that, remember that she's running on no sleep, and she's feeling very not included within this alliance. Even though she is part of the alliance, she's feeling not included. He's still thinking that Angela would vote to keep him, so he's not in a huge hurry to get rid of her. He thinks that Leah is much more dangerous than Angela at this point in time. Well, eventually, T-Core gets called to the diary room. Very inopportune time for T-Core to get called in, because now these four can't talk. So you have Chemo kind of leading conversation with Tucker after that. Chemo is saying that Angela has already strayed from the group, talking to these other people, whether she was serious or not. She's already strayed a little bit. But Tucker's saying, look, if Angela goes on the block, we lose her permanently. We're not going to get her back. She'll not ever trust us if you make that move, whether you want to keep her or not. If you put her on the block, we're done. He's saying that people are already looking at the four of us, Tucker, Rubina, Chemo, and T-Core. He's saying people are already looking at the four of us as a group. If Angela's gone, there's going to be lots of blowback. She'll expose us, but also people are just going to look at us as a cohesive group even more so if we get her out. So you've got to be thinking about that. Chemo is saying, look, Angela's already trying to assemble people together. So he's worried about that. Tucker says, look, Cam tried to make a final two with me. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all with everything. Tucker's feeling nervous, I'm telling you. Tucker is saying that he wants to confront Leah on some of these things that she has said. But Chemo's saying if you do that, it's going to hurt her relationship with T-Core because she'll know that T-Core told us. And if you do that, it's just going to create issues. But Tucker certainly wants to call out Leah. Feel like he feels like he can throw her under the bus more than she can throw him under the bus. He says, all right, well, that's fine. But if I get HOH at that point, I'm going after Leah. Absolutely. Chemo and Rubina are warning Tucker that Joseph is an opportunist. So it's not just Angela who's coming after you, Tucker, but Joseph as well. Tucker's not really believing it. Tucker's saying, no, maybe he is an opportunist, but I brought him over here. Now we've got him solid. They're saying, yeah, not so much. He'll move if he needs to. Tucker is saying, look, this is crazy. If we just stick with the 6 that we've got right now in this alliance, we can make it to the very end. He sees the path, and he's probably right. The problem is Chemo and T-Core don't want to go to the final 6 with these 6 people. That's where there's some conflict between these two. Tucker is talking now. Remember he talked earlier about trying to get Cam to throw comps to him? Well, now Tucker's saying, well, maybe I can reduce my target by losing a few competitions going forward. Maybe I can throw some stuff to Cam. Cam will protect me and protect us. And maybe I'll let Cam win a few. So maybe I'll throw some comps to Cam. Would Tucker throw comps? I don't know, but he's talking about it. All right, we've got Rubina and Chemo talking. They're wondering about a possible Tucker and Joseph final two. As much as Tucker was trying to protect Joseph and say, no, he's good, he's solid with us, he's not going to turn on the alliance. Don't worry about Tucker. Now they're worrying that maybe Tucker and Joseph are a little closer than they expected beforehand. Rubina says, I'll talk to him when I get some alone time with Tucker. I'll ask and figure out what's going on with that. All right, we're almost there, guys. Final conversation. Tucker and Chemo are talking. Chemo are just back and forth. Angela, Leah, Angela. Chemo's saying if they put up Angela, they should tell Joseph first so he's not blindsided. Apparently, Tucker had said during their conversations that maybe if we do have to get rid of Angela, we could pull Quinn in. So as much as I've said for a while how hard I thought it would be to ever get Tucker and Quinn to work together, and that T-Core and Chemo just kept pushing it, they may get their wish, because now Tucker is saying that, hey, if it turns out it's true, if Angela's turning against me, if we send her out the door, we need a 6th person. Let's get Quinn in. Yes, I will work with them in that point in time. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. T-Core is saying that would be great. If they do that, they could protect Chelsea also. Maybe not call her an official member of the Lions, but they could do what's needed to protect Chelsea and get rid of Tucker later and all that. They're wondering who's MJ's targets would be if Angela did go home this week, that she's still a bit of a wild card. We'd like to work with her, but would she come after us as soon as Angela's gone? Would she go after Tucker? They just don't know. Chemo is saying that Leah is an easy pick that doesn't require a lot of explaining. She's never been on the block. We haven't talked game with her, those kind of things. So Leah would be an easy pick. He's saying Angela would be a lot more involved in justifying it and dealing with blowback, and there'd be a whole lot more drama and everything else. And T-Core saying, I don't want drama. I don't want drama during my HOH. T-Core is saying that Chelsea and Quinn are probably best for their game. Why she'd like to bring him to the final 6. She's saying, look, Tucker's fine, but his game doesn't align with our game, and that's why I'd rather have someone other than him in the final 6 with us. T-Core is saying that she just knows if she talks to Angela about the possibility of being the renom, Angela's going to start crying when she finds out she's going up, and it's just going to be a horrific experience that she's not looking forward to. They still don't know what they're going to do with all this conversation. They're going to talk today, and figure this stuff out. I think they may be waiting for Tucker to call out Angela, see how that resolves, and use that to help guide them with what they want to do and see where they want to go. I don't know. Right now, my anticipation, my thinking is that to avoid the drama, T-Core may go ahead and put up Leah over Angela. But depending on what happens with Tucker and Angela, that could all change today. So there you have it, guys. still awake as a 4:30 or so in the morning. Most house guests in bed, but they were still awake. I have to call it. I have to call at some point. So still not sure what the conversations are, but theoretically they're going to be getting up in just a few hours, talking to Tucker, and maybe Tucker calling Angela. All kinds of stuff could happen today. It ought to be incredibly exciting. We've got the veto ceremony taking place. Cam will use the power. Angela or Leah probably going up. And I haven't even mentioned Joseph. Joseph at some point yesterday, I don't know what time it started, Joseph went into solitary. I expect he'll be out before the nomination ceremony. Poor Joseph. He's going to get out and find out this house had all kinds of chaos potentially while he was locked away inside. He may be coming out to a whole new house, a whole new group of alliances and everything else. It should be fun. Guys, y'all have a great Monday. Tonight, Cliff Notes Live, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central on YouTube. Come out and check it out. We'll talk about whatever happened today. We'll talk about the weekend. It's going to be all Big Brother talk for the solid hour. Let me know what y'all think about it. So Big Brother, Cliff Notes Live tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central on YouTube. And then I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you a recap on what happened overnight as well. Until then, guys, have a great Monday, and I will talk to y'all again this evening or first thing tomorrow morning. Until then, SKD143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.